Welcome back, everyone. A Reno Assemblywoman is hoping to create a statewide task force to fight human trafficking. Right now, there's a task force in northern Nevada and one in southern Nevada. But as Paul Nelson shows us, this bill would create one statewide task force and qualify for state and federal money for it.
My childhood was being stolen from me, and I was a victim of what we know today as modern-day slavery.
James Dold said he was a victim of sexual abuse by a grown woman, and that she basically used him for slave labor for 2 years as an early teen in Las Vegas.
I had this bond with my abuser where I felt that every time she was angry with me or she was, physically violent with me or emotionally abusive to me, that it was somehow my fault as a 13, 14-year-old boy.
Assembly Bill 143 would create a statewide task force to build collaboration between law enforcement agencies, nonprofits, and victim services providers. It would also create a plan to deliver services like medical, psychological, and housing to victims.
For every one victim of human trafficking that they have taken from involuntary servitude, there are 9 more that go unnoticed.
A UNLV study shows that 89% of these crimes in Nevada are sex trafficking, usually involving women and children.
They're typically forced into prostitution through the means of violence and coercion. Sometimes they get them addicted to drugs so that they feel that they can't go anywhere.
The bill has bipartisan support, but there is concern that the statewide task force would take resources away from local task forces.
Our fear is that a state task force could create red tape or bureaucracy that could actually make it more difficult for victims in our area to get the resources that they need.
Covering the story, Paul Nelson, 2 News.
And Krasner says 26 states already have a statewide task force, so they receive federal funding for it. So Nevada would qualify if it's passed, and it wouldn't require any state money.